Hello, this is a hopefully very brief tutorial on setting up your ePortfolio for Intro to Design for our final project. Now this is pretty much just going to be a web presentation of your three final compositions with the inspirational image at the beginning, talking about your process, how the piece inspired you, how you interpreted it, and whatnot. So here's what you want: an image of the piece, a paragraph analyzing the piece based on your notes from MoMA, and describing how it exemplifies or expresses two of the 5 design principles we've been studying. Then I'd like a section on the shapes and colors that you appropriated or borrowed from this original piece, with some kind of note about what your intention was, like how you wanted to interpret this piece or respond to it. A little paragraph here, paragraph about the original, paragraph about the way you borrowed from the original and wanted to interpret it, and then a photo. And there can be a photo for the shapes and colors if you want, just a photo of your notes or your sketchbook notes or whatever. It doesn't have to be one there. But then there will be 3 more photos of each of your compositions. Comp 1 with a paragraph on your description of your thoughts around the composition, a little narrative of the making of it, what kind of challenges you ran into, what ideas you had, how you succeeded in the process, but definitely describe specifically how you explored or represented, expressed one of the 5 design principles. A different design principle in each one would be ideal. So comp 1, comp 2, picture with text, composition 3, picture with text, and the text for each of your compositions should be longer than this. I would say a solid paragraph at least for each one. And you can basically take your notes, your write-up from the ePortfolio, and read it for your in-class presentation on Wednesday. So this is how we go about it. So there will be this, creating the ePortfolio and then depositing it to the ePortfolio in that sort of formalized way. I'll go through that too. So here we are at the LaGuardia page. Log into the student portal with your Outlook credentials. There's a quick link to ePortfolio here. Then go down to your courses, click on HUA 104, and you'll be going to here first, and then we'll go to assessment. So let's go to ePortfolios. I see that Martin has already turned his in. I'm going to add a new portfolio. Now, if you already have an ePortfolio, you could just choose your current portfolio and add a page to do this on, in which case I probably don't have to cover that too much. You know how to, you don't have to follow any longer if you know how to add your ePortfolio. But here you are. If you don't have an ePortfolio or you simply want to create a new one for this class, go right ahead. Add a portfolio, create a new portfolio, and I'll choose a thumbnail. I will upload a file, and I can either drag and drop something here, or I can click on this and navigate around until I find my file. Now I'll have to click upload additionally. Okay, there's my thumbnail. Now it wants me to choose a template. I'm going to create one with no template. So create from scratch, and then down here, oh wait, I'm forgetting to add a name. Hamburger Design 5. Okay, there's my name. Create. It will take 1 minute. And here we are. At some point you'll have to publish your changes for it to be viewable. You'll see down here that there are There are slides that contain content. We'll add a few slides. Each slide can have multiple content areas. It starts off with some text. I'm going to erase this. Whenever I delete something, it asks me to type delete. Not annoying at all. And now there's nothing in here, but I can add content into this slide. Add content. I don't want another template. That makes no sense to me. But I'll go down here to upload my file, either in the recent category or the more ways to add content. Upload file. And I can click on this, or I can just drag it in. And I'll do that. And upload. And there we are. Now I can add more content. Next, I'm going to add the rich text that will be the paragraph body. I'm just going to add some nonsense now. This is the area where I summarize my notes for MoMA, where I sort of fill out those notes by writing out in paragraph form the analysis of this piece. Okay, so now I have the first section. And now if I want to add more slides, I just go down here and click. And now I add another photo. This time it'll be the shapes and colors. I don't need necessarily a photo for this section. I can just add the text. My text. Again, upload. Composition 1. And okay, so I've done all my compositions with the accompanying paragraph of text. This notes about what I've derived from the original, what I borrowed, i.e. shapes and colors from the original and how it inspired me. An image of each composition with notes on how each composition was made, the challenges I faced creating the thing, the discoveries I made in the process, but especially for each composition, the specific description of how it explores or expresses one of the 5 design principles. So that's the main area of interest here. Once you've finished all that stuff, you can go up here and publish your page. And don't worry about any of this for now. It already should be associated with our class. But the final thing you're going to do is you're going to, and by the way, this can be pretty helpful. You can just take your write-up about your 3 compositions and just read it on Wednesday for our final class period and presentation. So there's that. And then, once it's published and everything, you can go over to, you can click on here and go home, to the Eportfolio home. And to the home. Maybe you have to go to Digitation home. I'm going to click on Eportfolio again. Oh no, wait, here you go up to Courses. There you go. Go up to Courses again. Click click on the course, and this is where you get to these tabs, and eventually you're going to want to click on assessment, and you won't see this because I'm the faculty member. I see who submitted stuff. It looks like Martin and Sharon who both submitted theirs. But this is what I want to see. I want to see everyone with this little orange F next to them. So what you're going to do is when you click on that tab, you'll see something like this. And you'll just click on student submissions, right? Yeah. And when you click on that, you'll scroll down, and you'll just choose the ePortfolio button, or ePortfolio tab. And since you're already logged in, you'll be able to choose from among your tabs. Does it have the tab ePortfolio thing? And then just say, once you've chosen your tab, you just say complete and submit, and then you'll be done. There it is. So you'll only have maybe one page on your ePortfolio, but if you have a multi-page ePortfolio, just click on the page you want to share with me. And you're not uploading a video, and that's it. I'm going to give you a link to this little written tutorial as well. That should be the long and the short of it. There will also be a link to this little slideshow summarizing the ePortfolio project. We already have a description of the final project itself, which is centrally the 3 compositions that you're making. Okay, email me with any questions. Thanks.